Boy, look at God working, huh? Look at God working. Listen, I think that a lot of people are praying genuine prayers to the Most High God that there's some justice served for Sack Chaser and Juvie. Because those boys deserve justice. They didn't deserve to be taken out the way they were taken out. And guess what? YNW Bortlen is back behind bars. Wow. Who could have seen this coming? All you had to do was sit your ass still. I mean, to be honest with you, I already said it. YNW Bortlen, even if through some impossible means Melly escapes, YNW Bortlen could not. Must I remind you, YNW Bortlen is the one who showed up to the hospital with the bullet-riddled car with the bodies of YNW Sack Chaser and YNW Juvie in it. YNW Bortlen, Cortlen Henry, is the one who sat there and told a straight-faced story to the detectives about what happened. He's the one that told a story about a drive-by shooting. Of course, which forensics experts found out later that was a lie. And here we go. A lot of people have been wondering, why is he even out on bail? Melly is locked up. Bortlen is the one that came in with the two bodies in the car. If anything, Bortlen should be locked up too, awaiting trial just like Melly is. Man, listen. Life is sometimes stranger than fiction. So YNW Bortlen, according to Fader, YNW Bortlen, the rapper born Cortlen Henry and a co-defendant in the YNW Melly's double murder trial, was arrested on Monday evening by Miami-Dade police on a out-of-county warrant. The arrest was first reported by Florida journalist Bryson Paul. Shout out to Bryson Paul. And it was then confirmed in online records that were viewed by Fader. Shout out to Fader. According to Paul, Bortlen was charged with witness tampering. Witness tampering. And right now we don't know if this witness tampering thing had anything to do with the case that YNW Melly and his attorneys just asked the judge to dismiss. But I can tell you what, with YNW Bortlen now going back behind bars for witness tampering, if it has anything to do with this case, remember the judge was considering the decision to dismiss the entire case against YNW Melly. We'll get into that in a minute. Why? What are the details there? But this right here, I think this just effed everything up. So Bortlen was reportedly apprehended at his home in Miami, and it is unclear whether the new charge actually relates to the murder of Anthony YNW Sack Chaser Williams and Christopher YNW Juvie Thomas Jr., to which Bortlen as well has been charged alongside YNW Melly. And he had pled guilty. Yeah, he pled guilty, and they're fighting it in court. But I think something was itching YNW Bortlen or Cortlen Henry. Now, make no mistake about it, man. I did a video previously where after seeing an interview that Cortlen Henry or YNW Bortlen did, I observed his mannerisms. I observed the way he speaks, articulates himself, everything. And I came away with one thing. I said, that boy is slow. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. To me, he seems as if he has a developmental delay type of issue, communication issues, or he is just slow at the way his brain processes everything. Some people are pretty normal looking, but they're a bit behind the power curve, if you know what I mean. And he seems to be one of those people, which led me to put the other video out where I said, I think Melly and whoever else were around them, they knew that Borland is slow. And they actually used it against him. I wouldn't be surprised if they did an IQ test on YNW Bortlen and his IQ comes back like really low. You got to think about this, right? Who in this world could convince you to take two bodies to the hospital, two dead bodies to the hospital, and then sit there at the hospital and tell a lie or spin a story to the detectives? Who? I'll tell you what. First of all, I'm not going to the hospital with these bodies. And according to how all the information was laid out in the YNW Melly case, prosecutor says they planned it, they executed it, and that is when Melly left the car and went his separate way and called Fredo Bang. And in that phone call, he dropped his PIN. So they were able to ping him and his location with his phone off the towers. And it was YNW Bortlen whose cell phone off the towers pinged was still with YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser all the way until they showed up at the hospital. Now, mind you, YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser, the two victims, they still had their phones on their bodies, on their persons. So if you were going to say you were trying to clean up the investigation, make sure that you yourself get away, if you did it, they didn't even remove the phones, but there were bags. If you watch the video of them leaving the recording studio, they all had satchels. They had little bags that were hanging across their bodies. When the car showed up at the hospital, those bags were missing. Melly, who was seen on video getting into the car, his defense in court now is he got out the car down the street and he doesn't know what happened with YNW Bortlen and Juvie and Sack Chaser. He wasn't a part of it. That tells me simply one thing. The plan is to pin everything on YNW Bortlen. Why? Because if you watch the guy and you listen to him speak, you will realize what I'm saying, that he is not all there, or he is a bit slow at processing. Now, the journalist from Miami put out that at YNW Bortlen was arrested for witness tampering with charges, and he was charged following a home raid by law enforcement on Monday evening, October 2nd in Miami, Florida. Bortlen's real name is Cortlen Henry, and he was booked into a Miami-Dade County on an out-of-county warrant at 10:22 p.m. Man, that's the time of the night I'm going to my bed. You out here getting booked into a jail. Fred Haddad is Bortlen's lawyer, and Fred Haddad spoke to the Sun Sentinel rather. Fred Haddad, which is Bortlen's lawyer, said it is likely that Bortlen's bail in the double homicide, which YNW Melly is his co-defendant, it's very likely that his bail is going to be revoked as a result of this arrest. I think this man was just itching to go back to jail. So the Fader reached out to Haddad for more information and said that Bortlen was granted bail last time in May of 2020. YNW Melly's second trial in the double homicide, that trial will begin October 9th. Well, it was slated to begin October 9th, but his attorneys put in for the case to be dismissed, and the judge said he'll consider it. So he's been considering dismissing the case. Bortlen's trial will begin in January of 2024. The first trial, which is YNW Melly's trial, that trial we all know ended in a mistrial after a month-long hearing. And the state of Florida announced its intentions immediately to retry Melly and to try Borland within a few days of the end of that first trial. So no, because it was a mistrial, we're not giving up on the trial. We want justice, and we're taking it right back to trial. Hence, a new day was set. Hear this. YNW Melly is accused of shooting and killing his friends after a recording studio session, and prosecutors say that Melly and Bortlen staged the drive-by shooting in an attempt to cover up the double murder that they had both committed together. Judge John Murphy declared a mistrial, right? That's the first trial. And that ended in July with a hung jury. Jury selection for Melly's retrial is scheduled to begin just in a few days. Today is the 3rd of October, 2023. The jury selection is scheduled to begin on the 9th. 5 days away. YNW Bortlen is supposed to be tried separately. YNW Bortlen, who has been out on bond with a monitor since August of 2021, because he got bail in 2020, I believe, before, and then he violated in some way, got locked up again, and then his lawyers went in there and he got bail again, and he got put on a monitor, and he's been sitting out ever since. He was, get the irony of this, the irony. This is why I said, look at God at work. And this is why I said sometimes real life is stranger than fiction. YNW Bortlen, or Cortlen Henry, his trial, the original date, was actually set to begin on the same damn day that he was arrested. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Look at karma. These are the spirits saying your trial was supposed to be today. They pushed it back. But guess what? You need to be in there today. Well, a Florida judge rescheduled a hearing in the double murder case for YNW Melly, which pushed the court date back to January 12th of 2024 for YNW Bortlen. This man couldn't sit out here and just say, let me enjoy the Christmas and let me enjoy the Thanksgiving season and let me enjoy the rest of the year for 2023, because anything could go wrong in 2024 at my trial. Judge Murphy had denied YNW's Melly request for a bond in August because his lawyers were trying to get him out so he can fight the case from outside. And the rapper has remained behind bars since himself turning himself in and then being arrested and charged in 2019. It's 2023. Melly been locked up for a minute. Meanwhile, YNW Melly is attempting now again to get the double murder case dismissed. And here comes YNW Bortlen, his co-accused, being locked up again with possibly his bail being revoked for witness tampering. I'm anxious to know the details as to what the witness tampering was about and if it has anything to do with this case right here. Because if it does, I can tell you what's going to happen already. Bortlen's going to stay locked up until his trial, because this ain't his first time that he was released and got in trouble and got locked up again and then got released. And now he's back in custody again. No judge in a double murder is going to say, okay, twice, and then you go again. He's going to stay in. This is my prediction. My prediction is also, you already know the rest of it. Melly's going to get found guilty, and so is YNW Bortlen. Bortlen can't escape this even if he tried. And I think he knows that, or somebody must have told him that. Ain't no way out of this for you. There might be a way out of this for Melly. Might. But there's no way out of this for you. And then he's like, damn, I guess I got to do what I got to do. So maybe he's out here obstructing justice, tampering with evidence, whatever, trying to save himself and his bestie, and it backfired. We'll be back on another video because we're going to keep on staying close to this one because we want to know exactly what the witness tampering was about. And if it relates to this case with getting justice for YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser, then this is all she wrote, Jack. All she wrote. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.